What's up, guys? Jacob here. Video number 4. Okay, this is 4 days in a row. Like I said, I'm gonna try and make a video every day for the rest of April. You know, and the aim behind that is just to try and add as much value as I can during this time that we're all cooped up, you know, away, trying to, you know, just do as much as I possible to make this situation better. Okay, as much as I possibly can to make it better. All right. So with this, you know, today I'm gonna go over my diet. Okay. A lot of people ask me about my diet, whether it's because, you know, they see my performance increasing or my physique or whatever it is, or they're just curious because they heard that I follow some weird diet. And so, you know, this video is going to be about what my diet is and why I follow it. Okay, and starting off, what it is. I follow a whole foods plant-based diet. Okay, so what that means, 95% of my calories are coming from whole food plant sources. Okay, so a lot of oats, a lot of salads, a lot of fruits, a lot of nuts. I have protein powder, which is not a whole food. A lot of hemp seeds, a lot of peanut butter, you know, just stuff like that. You know, I'm a big guy. I'm 6'4", and I also train a lot, so I burn a lot of calories. Okay, so you know, one thing that's different about mine is I'm gonna need to take in about 3,000 to 4,000 calories a day, whereas most people, you know, they don't quite need to hit that number. So my diet personally is going to have a lot more food than the average person. Okay, but going into just the base general what I follow, it is a plant-based diet. Okay, on top of that, another thing that I do that I just want to add in here, I intermittent fast. Okay, I've been doing intermittent fasting for about the last 3 years or so. I learned it from a friend, Colby Webb, back in the spring of 2017. And ever since then, ever since I got into it in 2017, I have done it probably 80% of the days for the last 3 years. I've intermittent fasted, which means I don't eat until, you know, 11, 12, and nowadays it's more like 2 or 3 p.m. when I have my first meal. Okay, and you know, I'll go more into that in a different video. The main thing why I intermittent fast is because of how much mental clarity it brings, and also how it, you know, it helps with fat loss and things like that. It's really amazing. I highly recommend intermittent fasting. I'll make another video to, you know, that you can watch to fill you in kind of on my schedule and how I run that. Okay, but going back to the plant-based, that's the main thing that people are curious about, you know, because I tell them that I'm plant-based, and, you know, first off, they're like, big old eyes, especially down here in Texas. They're like, no way, dude. Like, you know, like, there's barbecue everywhere, there's tailgates, there's all of these things, you know. And one thing that I have to say at first is, like, you know, being plant-based is not my religion, right? It's a choice that I make because I think it's the optimal route to take in life. Okay, I don't make decisions based off like ideology or status or ego when it comes to these things. Okay, I am plant-based because I think it will make my life the best possible. And you know, I really value life. I really value myself. I value, you know, what I spend my time doing, what I put in my body. I value my God. I value my writing, my reading, my studying, my work towards what I am doing in life, right? And one thing that comes with that is, you know, I value myself, and therefore I must be intentional about what I put in myself. Okay, and you know, if you believe in God like I do, you know, I think you should have a little bit more intention with what you're doing with your time. Okay, and you know, people have different beliefs in God, and they have different frameworks about what it means to believe in their God. But personally, I believe that if you believe in God, then you should be striving to make life as good as possible. Okay, because, you know, God doesn't exist for your life to be limited. It doesn't exist for your life to be minimal. It exists for you to have a full life. Okay, and for me, diet really ties into that. You know, I really care about my life going forward. Okay, I care about 23, which is today. I care about 30. I care about 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120. You know, however far we can live, you know, in the future. But the thing is when I'm 60, I want to be able to move with my kids. You know, when I'm 60, I don't want to have to worry about cancer. I don't want to have to worry about heart disease. I don't want to have to worry about being 30 pounds overweight, 40, 50, 60 pounds overweight. You know, I don't want to have to worry about things that I can control. And those habits that you set for your future self they start now. You know, and you could be 40 and watching this video. They start now. You could be 20 and watching this video. You could be 15. They start right now. Okay, and so, you know, with that, I put a lot of intention into my diet. Okay, and so what my diet looks like, you know, I eat a lot of salads. I'm also primarily raw. Okay, there's the cherry on top. That's the thing that kind of sets me a little bit outside of other people that are plant-based or vegan or whatever. And, you know, is I mainly eat raw foods. I don't really cook very much food. I cook quinoa, and I have a couple cooked foods every now and then, but mainly I eat, you know, a lot of fruits, a lot of vegetables, a lot of avocado, a lot of nuts, lots of, you know, I have 2 protein shakes a day, 2 big salads a day, and then quinoa. Quinoa is the main thing that I cook. That's one of my primary protein sources, okay? And, you know, just breaking it down, at the beginning, this was an experiment. You know, this was a test. As you can see, a year ago in my YouTube videos, I was doing carnivore. That's exactly the opposite of what I'm doing now, and that just kind of shows, like, you know, I'm just testing things out. I'm testing what makes your life as good as possible, and what I see is, you know, me going plant-based and everyone around me that's done it, and I've had, you know, probably almost 10 people go plant-based also because of this. They say that it's magic. You know, whether it's for weight loss. I've had people, I've created weight loss programs for people where they've lost 10 pounds in 10 days. And they're not starving themselves, and they don't just feel sluggish, they feel more energized through this process. You know, I lost weight at the beginning, but it's because I was training for a marathon. But even just looking at that, I ran a marathon just on plants. I have friends that have run marathons just on plants. One of the world record holders for the fastest 100-mile race did it just on plants. You know, and there's also the cognitive side. There's the benefits of, like, you know, the mental clarity that comes with this. I'm not eating anything that just, like, disrupts my focus, that makes me feel bloated, that makes me, you know, just completely be knocked out like I was before sometimes. You know, and I think there's a lot to that. Like, there's a lot of famous people, like Steve Jobs, for example, was plant-based. He was vegan, but, you know, and the difference between that is basically just like the moral view. Plant-based is more of a health view, whereas vegan is more of like a moral view of, like, I won't touch animal products, right? But, you know, Steve Jobs, like, I believe Thomas Edison was a vegetarian. Like, there's a lot of people in the inventive industry that have done really, really good things that followed this diet program. You know, like the Williams sisters, Venus and Serena Williams, the 2 best female tennis players of all time, have been vegan for a long time. You know, Tom Brady almost follows a vegan diet, right? Like, if you don't need the build of a linebacker, which most of us don't, then a vegan diet or plant-based diet is optimal. You know, if you don't want to have to worry about cancer or heart disease or being overweight or high blood pressure or diabetes or anything, the plant-based diet is the solution. You know, and I'm sure a lot of people will comment below and be like, meat's not bad for you, blah, blah, blah. You know, and there's certain diets that have meat in them that aren't as bad for you, right? There's still the factor of, you know, meat puts more blood or more fat in your bloodstream. Meat will increase cholesterol, meat will accelerate aging and, like, your telomeres, I believe, and something in your DNA that meat accelerates aging, it increases inflammation, it does these things that makes you age faster. And, you know, look, I used to be a proponent of meat. I used to have a pound of beef a day, but I don't think that's the way for me anymore. You know, I haven't had a pound of beef total since I've started this diet. You know, and so I just wanted to share that. You know, my view is a little bit different. It's a lot different. Yes, I'm not the biggest fan of, you know, the animal agriculture industry and stuff like that, but the reasons I make decisions right now are sustainability and optimization. I want to be as optimal as possible. I want to live the best life possible. And to do that, you know, you have to make the decisions now to do that, right? And my current decision to get a fantastic physique, to be able to train like I am, to be able to have the mental clarity that I do, the mental well-being that I do, it's all because of the plant-based diet, right? And so there's my 2 cents on the plant-based diet. If you want me to help you, you know, if you want to transition, if you want to try it out, you know, I'd love to help you. Just email me. I'll put my email down below. But you know, this is video number 4. This is a little illustration of why I follow the plant-based diet. Thank you guys.